Hi, how are you? It's a Sunday and a bit overcast, um, but nonetheless, um, it's a great day. So today I want to talk about resilience, how to build resilience. I think that it's important. I think um, I was just thinking just now, like when do we build resilience, and where does it come from? Um, and I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking, and in my mind, the idea about building resilience, um, probably not so much as now, because if you're watching this, you pretty much are resilient. I think in general, people are resilient. I think human beings are resilient. I mean, we survive many things. We strong, and then we are capable. We're flexible. We're adaptable. So we should be resilient. After thousands of years of evolution, we become resilient. But I think that it's a quality that I think it's important enough that we have to develop resilience when we're young. So, because I feel that when we're young, if we get what we want very easily, then we assume everything that we want will be easy to have, and when we don't have it, we just give up at it, isn't it? So, it's not. I don't think it's easy to teach. I saw an experiment once where they put kids. I can't remember how old, 3-year-old or 5-year-old, and then they gave them, marshmallows, right? And they told them they cannot eat it, and you see a couple of kids do, and a couple don't. And that is like a delayed gratification. That means they don't take it, right? But how does that relate to resilience? Well, resilience is that you persist on doing something because you know that you will get a result sometime later, right? So you have that resilience. And if we look at something and we work hard at it, and sometimes we fail, sometimes we don't get what we want. Do we continue doing it, right? So if you do, then you have resilience, isn't it? Right? So I think resilience is a powerful word. You can have resilience, or it could be persistence, or never quit, or whatever it takes, right? So, but I like the word resilience because it just sounds better. So how to build resilience? I think that we all have it, I think we'll have it, but I think that sometimes we have to think about it a little bit, about the process, so that we don't get annoyed, frustrated, during the process, because we know that we have to stick with it. We know that we have to, keep learning and keep doing. Like the Japanese proverb, if you fall down 7 times, you get up 8 times, right? So you still get up. And or another quote, right? I think it's not how many times you fall down, you get beat, you get hit down, how many times you get up, right? So similar. I think that it's important to keep in mind what it takes to be resilient and not take it for granted. Because if you take for granted, sometimes we may forget the important things that that being resilient requires. So, for example, to build resilience, you probably need to be hopeful. That means that, okay, well, I'll endure, and I will continue, I'll persist, I'll keep doing it because I'm hopeful that the result will come. So I'm hopeful, right? Hi, Jesse. Hi, Oliver. So I'm hopeful that the result will come. So hopeful is a great thing. So being hopeful. So if you're resilient, you're hopeful, which is a great thing, isn't it? And I think that you're also positive. So if you're positive, that means you have faith and on a positive result in the future, isn't it? Right. So you look at things in a very positive way. Oh yeah, one day. And I think that in order to look at the future in a positive way, you probably need to kind of think abundantly as well, right? You have to be abundant, like, okay, there's going to be more than enough. So if I fail, if I can't do it, give me time, I'll improve and I'll get there, isn't it? So because I know that there's more than enough in the future. So being resilient means that you believe in abundance, which is great. And of course, like I said just now, I just said it, that you believe in that you improve. So if you fall down, you fail, and you don't get what you want now. But if you keep working on it, you improve, isn't it? You get better, you get better. So I think a lot of people, when they do something new, they might not have that mindset, which is the growth mindset. So having the growth mindset tells you that I might not know it now, but if I stick to it, I'll know it later. So I often like to say this, that you may not know it now, but 6 months from now, what do you think? Would you know more of it? Would you be better? So when you think about it, 6 months from now, I think so. I think that sometimes if when I'm coaching my team and they think that, oh, I can't do it, and I said, based on what you know now, you can't do it. I mean, that's a fact. But let me ask you this: 6 months from now, if you practice, do you think you will know more? So, yeah, I will. 6 months from now, do you think you can be better? Yeah. Do you think you can explain better? Yeah. Do you think you can close better? Yes. So I think when you when you're coaching somebody and you say 6 months from now or a year from now, will you be better? The answer gotta be yes, right? Yeah. Well, if you're gonna be better, then you will get better results, right? So I think that's quite trivial, isn't it? But I think that to bring somebody who is in a situation where they think that I can't do it, I failed, but to tell them, okay, 6 months from now, do you think you'll be the same? Oh, no. So I think that's a great way to get people to think in the future. 6 months from now, a year from now, will you be better? Yes. So then, hey, you improve. Okay. Now, of course, another thing about resilience is that you believe that over time it gets better. So it takes time. You can't rush something sometimes. So it takes time to improve. It takes time to go and study. It takes time to go and learn. It takes time to sometimes just sit and let it cook, right? So it takes time to cook, like the Asian bamboo. You take care of it, you pour water of it, you nurture it for 5 years, it doesn't do anything. You say, oh my God, it's hopeless. But 5 years later, it will grow 90 feet in 90 days. Why? Because it's growing its root system, isn't it? So the Asian bamboo is growing root system. And it's a very resilient tree, right? Because then it stays strong no matter what. It's resilient. So it takes time to be resilient. And I think when I say it takes time, a lot of people say, well, I can't wait. And a lot of people kind of rush because they want the results fast. So sometimes what we got to do is we got to trust the process, So there is a process by which something happens, right? A, B, C, D, E, and then G, right? And then, so you can't rush something. So trust the process. Sometimes we can do our best, and the best thing we can do is just surrender. No, surrender doesn't mean giving up. Okay, surrender means surrendering to the process of what it takes to become successful. Surrendering to the process by which it takes time to develop. So surrender. So these are some of the things that will help one person build resilience. Build resilience. And we want resilience, right? I think resilience is very important. But I know all of you are resilient, because or else we wouldn't be here, right? We would have given up and all that kind of stuff. But the components that make up resilience, don't take those for granted, because I think those are important. To acknowledge that we have it, and make the journey even more enjoyable and meaningful when we acknowledge those components that make us resilient. Okay, because I know a lot of people say, well, just persist, or just be resilient, have grit. I think it's easy to say, and I think that sometimes when you are in a situation where it's tough, and the results are not there, it's hard to accept. It's like, it's good. It's just a frustration and emotion. But kind of look at the components, acknowledge that we're positive, we're hopeful, we're feeling abundant, we have growth mindsets, and be the Asian bamboo, and we'll be better 6 months from now. And I think that will help us appreciate, enjoy that resilient process, and trust the process. All right, surrender to the process, of how nature works sometimes, you know, how we work sometimes. Hope that makes sense, and how to be resilient. That's very, very important, especially in my industry. And I think really doing anything that you want in life as well. So be resilient. You can, you know, a lot of things, you know, you can achieve amazing things if we are resilient. And that's something I want to teach my kids, to be resilient, right? Resilient, yeah. And that's another form of delayed success. So I hope you enjoy that. If you have friends who, you know, kind of trying to understand what is the meaning of resilient, you know, then send them this link, and maybe that will give them some insight as to the components of resilience, and be even more resilient in whatever that you do. So wishing you a resilient week ahead, and I'll see you in a couple of days. Take care now. Hi Jifeng. Hi Yo. Hi CK. How you doing? Take care. Bye bye.